Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23. It is now time for another live GP session, and this time around it is in the Valencia circuit. So I'm pretty keen to see what we can do here. I'm not too bad around Valencia. I would probably say I'm relatively good. I'm okay. Last one here in a live GP when it was completely sodden with rain, and I dominated that race, as I don't think many people practice too many times in the rain. So we have even field this time around. You may recognise some of the names in this session. You have Chris Ryder there. We've raced with him in the live GP of Jerez. We were neck and neck all the way to the very end. It was a brilliant race. He's a very aggressive rider, but we had some fantastic battles with him and his counterpart, Mike Ryder, I think the other guy was, possibly. I do believe we've seen Papi Juan before, and we definitely seen Maverick as he tried to punt me off the circuit in Silverstone. And then we have two aces there in 5th and 6th place respectively. Oh, as we go off wide off the circuit there into turn 8. We have Fox Knight, part of the Discord server, and Charlie, of course, Cheshire Charlie, the DrAce pit crew member, down there in 6th place. I do believe we've seen Slighty 111 as well before. It might have been in the live GP from a few days ago, but so far so good. We're in 3rd position. We're on the front row. It's always good to see. I've kind of messed it up there into the Champi Hedos corner, so I don't think we'll be improving on this lap time. So we're going to have to dig down deep and try and improve on the next instance. But into the final corner, into the left-hand side. Bring on the power, and hopefully we can get across the line to get us into a better position. Across the line, good enough for 2nd, but that's not where our potential is going to lie. So unfortunately it appears I've made a small mistake with the recording. I actually just had a really solid lap time there of 1:27.524. I mustn't have pressed my selected button to record, so I apologise for that. We've actually missed my best lap of the race, or at least the qualifying session, so I'm going to try and do one better anyway before we finish this part of the qualifying, and then we'll jump into the race. I do apologise for missing out on the 27.524, so I guess what we'll try and do now is try and better that and improve upon the 1:27. So I just noticed Charlie went down there. He was down in 4th place. He's still holding on to 2nd row. He might actually get into the front row. Just needs a little bit more time, I think. Chris Ryder in 2nd. He's in the pits as well, actually, so it looks to be that he has given up his pursuit of a pole position. A couple of riders still in there for a chance of pole, but we're already up into the first split, and it could be looking quite promising on my first outing of the Ducati in 2024. I don't think I've used the Ducati in quite a while, to be honest with you. I don't really remember the last time I used it. It's probably not that long ago, but it certainly feels that way. But into the 2nd split, going into where Ayagura's championship fell and blew up in flames, fell down there, didn't he, into turn 8 a couple of years ago. We're actually up by 0.2 of a second now, so diving in to the right-hand side. Tight as we can to the apex. Not bad. Trying to avoid downshifting to 1st gear as mentioned a few days ago. And of course now into the right-hand side for Champi Hedos corner for turn 12. 0.3 of a second is the deviation. Oh, it's getting closer and closer. Can we get it even better? I think we can. I don't think we'll get into the 1:26s, but you can guarantee it's going to be a solid lap time. So across the line, what's the lap time going to be? It is going to be a 1:27.358. So before we crack on with the race, I'm going to do the introduction just briefly now. I just wanted to let you know that I didn't actually change my traction control in this video. I actually didn't change my traction control till the race after, so stay tuned for that live GP, which is coming up very soon. But for now, there's Cheshire Charlie in 4th place. He's down on board the Red Bull KTM. Maverick in 5th position, and then we move across to Fox Knight 25. The man with the emoji helmet. He's definitely got to get that fixed. Get in touch with Sergio, mate. Oh, Slighty 111 also rocking the emoji monstrosity at the back of the grid. Awful, awful, awful helmets. I can't stand seeing that. So guys, get them sorted, would you? So, we wait for the red lights to disappear. We hold our breath. Bring on the acceleration. Got to do it nice and smooth here. Oh, it's a long wait, isn't it? Oh, I like that, though. Adds to the tension, but it's a great start. Chris is going to be somewhere up on the inside. There he is, on board the factory Ducati, the number 96 in pursuit. It's a track limit warning already for Fox Knight. Something's gone wrong there as we go into the Doohan corner. I've gone really wide there. It looks like, whoa, goodness me. Shoved into the first corner. Thank you very much, Chris. Absolutely punted into the Doohan corner. I just cannot escape getting punted. And now into the right-hand side. We'll try and catch up to Tyrrell corner. Now Charlie's gone down. That's another rider who can't avoid being punted. Well, that's absolutely flummoxed our chances of winning this one, hasn't it? That's really annoying. I knew I'd have to go wide there because I knew he would chuck a lunge, but now I'm beginning to think maybe I shouldn't have gone wide. Maybe I should have just closed the door. Had it really locked up tight. But then again, probably both of us would have gone down. Well, I've got to say I'm annoyed at that. That's really, really annoying. Charlie's gone down a second time, and there is Maverick, who's also collapsed into the 8th corner. So I don't know what is going on with the rides in this one. But that's got to be my first crash in quite a while, actually. Didn't seem that I was really my fault, let's say, but it is what it is. We'll try and do the catching up. We were very fast in qualifying, 8 tenths, 9 tenths of a second quicker, something like that. There's definitely a possibility that we can catch up. It's just going to be difficult now because I need to try and save the fuel. Also calm down a little bit because I was riding angry at this point, to be honest with you. It does get a bit frustrating when you get taken out straight out your rhythm. Not a rider who crashes much, so getting taken out is usually the only time I end up crashing, unless I've made a complete hash of something. I don't know, but in this one I don't think I really made a hash of it. I made a small error, of course, into the Doohan corner, but I wasn't expecting to get punted out into the turn 2 as well. From the onboard you can see now as well, of course, you can see my perspective going in to turn 2, and then of course to Charlie's perspective you can get a better look at that one, and you can really see how he was sort of pushing me into the corner there. I think he might have gone wide himself, but I don't know. It looks kind of dodgy from Charlie's perspective. Then, of course, look at the state of that. Charlie getting taken out into the right-hander for the Tyrrell corner. It's never ideal and not particularly fair to the young man from Cheshire. But anyway, let's get back on board. Let's get back with the present. Papi Juan ahead of us, and there is Fox Knight 25 in what is just this... Oh, goodness me. That was a close move from the Aprilia man. But what Fox Knight is looking at here is what, his second, third live GP race? Or at least what I'm familiar with is, wow, Papi Juan, how the hell did you stay on board that motorcycle? That was impressive. Slighty 111 has ditched it again. Oh, and there you go, straight out the session as well. Go and change that emoji helmet, Val. So, out to the final corner. We've got a couple more laps to try and catch up to Chris. It's going to be difficult to beat him, but it's his fastest lap on the track there, 1:28.3, coming in for us, the number 47. Quick shout out to Charlie for that footage as well, by the way. Thank you very much for posting and allowing me to use that particular bit of footage. There is Maverick going deep. Just speaking of the Red Bull KTM man, he's just gone down, I think, into turn 1, so something's gone wrong. No, in fact, turn 2. Turn 2 has caught out the young lad. And now into the right-hand side. Here is Fox Knight 25. Makes things very difficult to get past when it looks to be like a bit of lag. I know he's not that dodgy in riding, but for some reason the game's connection all the way across to Australia can be a bit difficult sometimes, of course. But I need to get through. So I'm going to have to go for it. And I think this is the lunge. Oh, that's hard. That's an aggressive move. Oh, looks like he fell then. Oh, goodness me. Apologies, mate. But I've just got to get through as that emoji winks at me as I pass on screen. Beautiful timed, but now we can finally consider our pursuit of the man who kicked me off into the dirt just 2 laps ago. So, this is it. 2.2 seconds it is behind Chris Ryder. We've got to be careful here, though. I don't want to be pushing too hard, and I'll be honest with you, I've been struggling for confidence into the Adrian Campos corner. I always do. I have a nice rhythm when it comes to the smaller bikes, but the MotoGP bikes, I don't know, I just lose a bit of confidence and a bit of concentration, yeah, just a bit of feeling in there, you know. And I find after playing Ride 5 in that corner, it was absolutely awful. So it's a lot different as Papi Juan has now crashed. I don't know what's happened to the man on board the Italian motorcycle, the Aprilia RSGP. So this is where it comes down to, isn't it? We've got to push. Gotta try and stay with the man on the Ducati. And I gotta say, I really wish that former Dr. Ace took my own advice and of course, most importantly, the advice of the Aces, and that was to use traction control 2. Could have made a big difference in this one, but unfortunately I was too naive to not use it. So, unfortunately, we have to try and catch him up with TCS3. It's going to be a bit of a hindrance in this one, but we'll see what we can do, see what we can produce here in the Ricardo Tormo circuit of Valencia. I do believe it's the Ricardo Tormo. I usually get that mixed up with the one in Argentina. Can't remember what the full title is for that one, but yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. Why did I downshift there? That's a bad mistake, and that has cost us. We were actually gaining a bit of time there on the number 96, and we've lost it. Not ideal as we go very wide to the apex of the Adrian Campos corner and then back onto the power, utilising a bit of ride height device as well with the, I was going to say factory Ducati, it's actually not, is it? It's one of the satellite Ducatis. It's the GP22 motorcycle against the GP23, no less. Maybe I should consider using the GP23. But I will say, I love the way the bike works with my rider's boots, the rider's gloves, the rider's helmets, all made by Sergio23, of course, and even the rider number, which of course made by the Belgian Ace. The only thing he didn't do is my rider sticker. I am proudly presenting that myself, but I'll be honest, it's pretty bog standard. It's just a few letters in the base game. There's not really much that I did with it. So yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. But as it stands, 2.7 is the gap. I don't think I can catch him. He's got to say, his race pace is good. He's been pretty consistent, and I can't say my race pace has been good. I think it's been quite the opposite, actually. Making a lot of mistakes, going into a couple of corners here and there. I'm just going a bit too deep, not really tackling it well. I've got to try and figure it out. I know I went wide here into turn 12. This is the Champi Hedos corner. Very difficult corner. But it's alright if you go really tight to the apex. You can only do that in MotoGP 23. If you try and replicate that into Ride 5, you just crash immediately. So, got to remember that with this MotoGP 23, of course, that with the superior handling, we can do this. We have the confidence in these corners. We can do this, so come on. Keep on pushing. It's another decent lap time, but it's not enough to pull in the gap against the number 96. I'm going to try and go tight to the apex again. We're going to go a little bit wide, and we're off the circuit. Should have been a track limit warning that, but got away with it. Quite late into the Doohan corner. 2.1 is the gap. See, look at the difference upon the acceleration of those corners. That's where we really would have taken advantage with traction control 2. Former DrAce, you should have listened. Too late now, but should have listened. Should have, would have, could have. It is what it is. Here comes Nieto corner. Keep it in nice and tight, and you've got to be patient here to bring on the acceleration, and I can't say I was patient there. Being a little bit too eager positions yourself onto the curbs, and that's where you lose time. I've got to try and fathom that out on the fly, and I've got to say, when you're a little bit annoyed because you get taken out and you're riding with your teeth gritted, it's not ideal, because you do end up making mistakes and you end up letting the thoughts get into the back of your mind. But we'll tell you one thing though, it's a battle for the pair of us now. It might be 2 seconds, but we are pulling in ever so slightly. The gap to Fox Knight is, yeah, that one's done and dusted. That's a 5.5 second disadvantage for him. Charlie's having an absolute nightmare. I mean, he has been taken out, what, twice, and then he crashed by himself. Bad times for the young man. It's a very consistent pace lap time, that. 1:27.958. It is exactly 1,000th of a second slower than the previous lap. Onto the brakes we go, into the Doohan corner. The gap has, what, come down to 1.6? 1.5? Not quite, just stay at 1.5, 1.6. Oh, I had to make a small adjustment then into the Tyrrell corner. Felt like I was going to lose the front. Really close by then. Got to give it everything though. Gap's now 7 seconds to Fox Knight. You must be wondering what the hell's going on at the front here. We're actually getting quicker, the pair of us. I think I'm still sending the fastest laps of the race, but tell you what, the gap's come down to 1.5 here. This might not be over yet. Could this be another comeback in 2 races? 2 live GPs, 2 punts, 2 comebacks. It could be it. I hope it is. I sincerely do. Late on the brakes into turn 11. Do I downshift to first again? We do. Give me some power. Give me some speed. Steady on. Don't overthink the turn 12 corner. Go tight to the apex. Oh, we're just not gaining enough time. The gap's down to 1.5, but I'm not pulling enough time away from him. Oh, that's really tight to the apex there. Yeah, I'm going to have to go off the circuit there because I completely messed that one up. That might have done us in. I do have a bit of fuel left, and it looks like he's just set the fast lap of the race because I improved, but it was only improvement for a personal best. I think he's responded when it mattered the most. Damn it. I mean, he is a tough competitor. I think he's right there in the top 3 in the MotoGP, Live GP standings right now. So, yeah, he's a tough man to beat. Of course, spoiler alert, I wasn't able to get the better of him in Jerez, and I would really like to get it done here today, but I think it's coming to an end. Track limit warning there, coming out of turn 4, or turn 5 should I say. I think that's it. Power setting 3 has done me no favours in this one. I mentioned this in I think I mentioned it in the career mode video I uploaded yesterday. Sometimes I have a terrible feeling swapping power mid-race. So if you're doing corners consistently and you're constantly doing it over and over again, you get a rhythm, you get a feeling, you get a momentum. And then when you change to power setting 3, everything changes because you enter the corners quicker. You've got more power coming out of the corners. Just feels strange. It's not something I'm used to after focusing so much in on one particular bike. But yeah, I think this is gone now. Unless Chris crashes or I'm going to pull... it's gone now. It's gone. Unless I pull a miracle on this last lap. The gap's 2.2. It's the biggest it's been in a while. Oh, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at myself and I'm annoyed for getting taken out because this could have been a pretty intense battle between the pair of us. Well, it is what it is. I can't change history as much as I would like to, but it is what it is. I think I'll try and aim for another victory, another podium in the next couple of races. We'll get straight back into the groove, but as it stands, 8 seconds is Papa Juan behind us now, so something has happened to Fox Knight. I can't see where... Oh, he's in 4th place, but there's a bit of a gap now to 3rd, so I don't think he will be getting it. I tell you what, on this final lap, with power setting 3, we've actually pulled in about 8 tenths of a second here. Where was this earlier? Is Chris actually making a few mistakes now? It is actually closing in. If only I hadn't messed it up on that penultimate lap, we might still have a chance for this. Going into the right-hander for turn 11 and then into turn 12, and quite nippy into turn 12, depending on the circumstances. We're going into the final corner, and that's where it's going to cost us a lot, isn't it? Oh, a little bit deep, but the gap is down to 1.2. I tell you what, that was a second we've taken away from him there. If only I didn't go too eager on that penultimate lap, we could have been significantly closer. Across the line, the gap is actually going to hover around a second. I might be the bridesmaid today, but I will get my revenge, I swear. I'm not going to do anything audacious, but I'm certainly going to try and go for the win. So as it stands at the end, 1 second off the win. I'm disappointed. Really disappointed in that one. I think Fox Knight will equally be annoyed, and of course Charlie will be devastated after a performance that puts him right there in 6th place, which is unfortunately for him is dead last in today's video. But guys, do not fear, plenty more live GP races coming very, very soon. I'm going to change it up again and try and use some more motorcycles, and we're going to be using different tracks as well. So guys, thanks for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.